All right. One second. Questions popping. Yeah, where you want to start though?
So we can start with what happened, um, I guess, opening today with the Lakers and Clippers and the Nets and Warriors. Nets and the Warriors probably first.
That
What was
KD for MVP.
your,
What'd you say?
what was your takeaways from the game?
KD for MVP. But no, let's see. I mean, the Lakers they started off slow. Um, I don't know if this will be kind of how they'll be looking all year or not, but they looked a little questionable. Um, they didn't look seasoned enough, or not seasoned, but um, they look like they prepared enough. But they only had 71 days, so that's kind of understandable. They had like the shortest time between the end of last season and this season
Hmm.
to get the body right and all that stuff. So I mean, it was they looked a little slow, but the Brooklyn Nets looked amazing. Even though they weren't 100% themselves, KD didn't look, or I feel like he still has, like he only reached like level 60 out of 100 for himself. Like I think he's gonna be getting into form because he was what, like 1 for 2 from the three and like 7 for 16, I believe.
Yeah,
Um, so he didn't look, injuries didn't look like they slowed him down one bit though.
well, I
Um,
think he was at 60%.
because he wasn't shooting, he didn't shoot as many threes as I thought he would. Like just getting back into the swing of basketball. Like he hasn't played professional basketball in what, like 18 months? Or
Mhm.
not 18 months, but like some amount of months. So he just didn't. I think there's another level of KD that we're gonna see as the season progresses. Like getting back into that full 35, 40 points a game KD. Um, I think we're a little away from that. But he looked good. I'm not worried about his Achilles because he wasn't like trying to guard it or anything like that. Like he was going all out on um on it. So I'm not worried about injuries or anything with him. I like the way him and KD or Kyrie look. They look like they're comfortable playing with each other, and like I think they're going to be kind of nasty. Joe Harris was looking good. DeAndre Jordan came back,
Mm.
um,
Yeah.
back in the form. Yeah, he came back in the form. He was doing his thing, like defending, blocking, all that stuff. KD actually had 7 blocks too, which is kind of crazy. Like I like to see that. So they're gonna be a team to handle. Um, their bench is deep too. Like their whole bench could be somewhat of a starting team in the league.
Mhm.
Like Spencer Dinwiddie and Karis LeVert, Jared Allen. Like they look good. They're gonna be a problem in the East. They're gonna be a problem. As for the Lakers, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. Um, it's very interesting. Marc Gasol, nah, he not it. Um, that motherfucker, he was like minus 17 or something. He only played like 16 minutes. He had like 5 fouls like the first 10 minutes that he played. So that's not a good look. They're definitely going to be missing JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard. Their presence down low and kind of what they can do. Um, remember I was saying, remember how Dirk looked his final couple of years.
I
I
think it's
would have taken.
I think it's gonna take him some time, Marcus All. But as far as the Nets game, like I don't think Katie is gonna be required to average 30 points.
No,
I,
no, not at all.
if he averages 30 points, it's probably worse for the Nets than good for them. The way that
Okay,
the ball was, hmm?
with that being said, though, what if he's averaging 30 points on 18 shots? Like, because that's what I'm saying. He's going to get into form. Like, he was 7 for 16. We're not going to see that very often where him shooting, especially inside the 3 point line, him shooting below 50%. That's not going to happen often.
Yes, sir.
Um,
But yeah,
but go ahead, though.
Joe Harris is a nice third option for sure. Um,
Yeah.
Harris LeVert has a very green light off the bench. I would say that
Hmm.
they like that. Like they are mostly just like there's no reason why you shouldn't be shooting the ball every possession, really. Coming off the bench,
Yeah.
he still was able to get up at least 20 shots, and it was just green light, green light. So I like to see that second unit is looking nasty. Um,
Yeah.
the Warriors definitely look a mess. I'm not saying it just because they lost by how much they lost by, more so because besides Steph, nobody else can get their own shot. You know,
Real quick, I'm not even gonna lie, I forgot about it. I don't know why I was thinking the Nets played the Lakers for some reason. I completely forgot about the
yeah, you
Warriors.
ain't say nothing about the Warriors. So I was like, okay.
Completely forgot about the Warriors.
But yeah, Steph, and that's gonna be work against Steph because you see him trying to force Steph because nobody else can get their shots, and everybody knows
Yeah,
shots. Andrew
you.
Wiggins looks worse than ever. I don't understand how he gets paid $29 million to get 12 points. That's unexcusable. Like
Yeah,
the Warriors gonna be a lot of your team again if Andrew Wiggins doesn't contribute in some type of way, or they trade him. Because $29 million
yeah,
to be playing like that, like Karis LeVert was coming off the bench busting him, and it's like, bro, come on, like you're Andrew
yeah.
Wiggins. That got to mean something at some point. So
hmm
that was very disappointing to see because it's sad.
Yes,
Just Steph by himself.
it. It was sad. He, like you said, he was forcing. He was like 1 for 9 or something from 3-2. Like
He
it
had to
was.
get him up though. He had to get him up because
Yeah,
nothing you can do.
it wasn't looking good. James looked good though in the fourth at least. James Wiseman, the rookie,
Yeah, yeah, for
like
sure. Garbage
they're
time,
gonna need to.
but it's garbage
Yeah,
time.
it is garbage time. They gonna need to work him into something. Like they got to get him in a form
So the
because
thing
they
is,
need it.
he played what 4 college games and then got
Is
expelled.
it only four?
So
Oh,
yeah,
he got expelled.
yeah, for accepting money.
Oh, okay.
So he really is about as green as a rookie is, as far as being like a true rookie, and then not having a March
True.
Madness, and then not having a training camp, and then not having summer league. Like he just thrown out there into the wolves for real, for real. You saw it
Yeah.
early in the first quarter because he got a couple of charges when it was like by half court, you knew by the time he got to the paint, he was gonna get a charge. He was going 100 miles an hour. It's like, bro, somebody's
Yeah.
up in front of you, you know? So it's gonna take him a while to like, but 19 points and 7 rebounds. With all that said, is pretty good. But it's gonna take him a
Yeah.
while to feel the game for sure.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. We didn't see Draymond either that game, did we?
That was
Draymond.
weird. I don't know why he was sitting out. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if it's injury or what, but yeah, Draymond wasn't looking too hot either. Um. So yeah, what about Oh yeah, let me just on the Lakers Clippers real quick because I just said the Lakers Clippers look good. Paul George was looking good. We know what Paul George can do regular season.
Mm.
But it's still good to see. Of course, we have to see it in the playoffs. But for right now, like Paul George came out with vengeance. He was letting that thing go. He was letting that thing go from deep, and he was hitting. Clippers look good. Of course, we got to wait till playoffs, even though they still look good in the playoffs, except that they choked. What did you take away from that game?
Cal was definitely a person that I don't trust. I don't trust Cal at all. I think
Yeah,
he is like you say, he plays too fast. It almost seems like he's trying to like impress like LeBron, kind of, and it's
yeah,
just play your game, you know.
yeah. Just hoop, just hoop.
Doesn't seem like he really cares to run too many plays. It's more so like ISO ball that I see from him if LeBron's not on the floor. Um,
hmm
he gets into check when LeBron gets on the floor, but then even then he loses a bit of essence of himself trying to do everything too right. So like there's no middle ground. It's either
Yeah,
ISO or I'm a robot on offense. So
yeah.
need to see more from him. Um,
He
I did like
doesn't pass either.
you said what?
Oh, go ahead. I say he doesn't really pass either. Like he's
Oh,
not a passer.
you can tell when he's about to shoot the ball. Like when he made up his mind to shoot, it's like, oh, he's about to
Yeah,
shoot.
exactly.
um, Montrez, I do like for the Lakers though. I
Yeah,
like Montrez on the Lakers because they seem like he brings that like toughness to them. I don't feel like they had it with Dwight Howard a little bit last year, but Dwight, I don't believe it enough. So I think Montrez actually is like, oh, this is a tough team. Like he can't pull anything crazy. Um,
yeah,
Mark, I think he'll get into the swing of things. I expect somebody at his age to be coming out first game of the season to be exactly what you expect him to be. I think
What about half of what you expect them to be?
I think being somebody who's been in the playoffs so long and won championships, I don't see him being even ready for the first game, first week, first month of the season. I don't think he's like that. I think once you get into like close to the playoff time, that's when you actually start, you know, more stamina is built up. He's more in shape and stuff. I don't expect Marcus Gasol to come out and get 10, 10 and 10 at least. Not even that, So that's going to be a
Okay,
Lakers surprise, I think, for the Lakers. Then right now.
okay.
Um, so yeah, so
How your boy Brown look?
Brian did look a little tired. I would say that he did
Hmm.
look a little tired. He did look a little bit like not ready. Um, I don't know if that's because of the 71 days. I don't believe. I think that's an excuse. I don't buy that. I understand 71 days is really quick and stuff like that, but I don't buy that that should make you have back-to-back turnovers, shoot air balls, and just not look in game shape. I don't believe that. So
Okay,
this year is going to be definitely different with Brian. Once he realizes it, I don't think he's going to be able to dominate like he's accustomed to. I don't think
okay. Ooh, that's big. That's big.
so.
Okay. Um, I like Dennis Schroeder and Montrez. That little combo, like they look like they play well together. Like they already got some kind of chemistry that brewed up.
Yeah.
So that's definitely going to be a interesting little piece in there. Yeah. So, but I agree with you on LeBron. I don't think he's going to look like this all season.
Mm.
But this was a little telling that he wasn't ready because, like you said, he did look a little gassed. Like after the first, I think he played like the first 12 minutes or something, and then called it for like a nice little bit.
Nice
So
bit. Nice little bit.
yeah, so that's not what we're used to seeing from LeBron. But he is what 36,
Yeah.
35, 35, 36.
He'll be 36.
So I expect to see a little bit more from him. I don't think it's gonna stay like that, but it'd be interesting. It
Mm-hmm.
will definitely be interesting. Um,
I'm just add tags onto the Twitch thing. So more people.
okay.
But yesterday was some good games. You can get into like your early assumptions or what you saw yesterday that was interesting for you. Because I had some stuff yesterday that was
Um,
very interesting.
same. So I'm gonna start with my boy Treyway. Not gonna lie. That boy Treyway went crazy. Um,
It was against the Bulls.
great.
It was against the Bulls. Let's see.
It
I
was
want to
against
say
the
it also
Bulls.
and okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
um, and Treyway looked nasty. That was one of my biggest takeaways from yesterday's ball. He looked great. 10 for 12, 12 5 for 6 from 3, 12 for 14, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. You can't ask for much more. 37 points. You can't ask for much more. So the Hawks look good. They were playing against the Bulls though. Bulls, I don't know where they're gonna go, what they're gonna do. But they gotta change something because it's not looking good. It's looking lottery, real lottery like for the Bulls right now.
Man,
Um,
yeah,
yeah,
that game was hard to watch. Really. Like my biggest disappointment from yesterday and all was Zach LaVine. Like
Mhm.
he has to
Mhm.
know that that's his team, and to have four
Yeah,
fouls in the second quarter, it was just like, bro, what are you doing? You know you have to stay on the court. It's just like
you
he's
have
foul
to.
trouble the entire game, like silly fouls, and it's just like, bro, you are supposed to be what Trey Young is for us, even if whatever that looks like, it has to look like that because you're too
Yeah,
talented to be in foul trouble. It's just like, come on, bro, you can't do that.
yeah.
Kobe White can't be out there by himself as lead point guard. I don't like it so far. I don't think he's ready to be starting. Um, I don't think he's ready to be starting. He's not.
No, not yet, not yet. He's great off the bench too. Like great off the bench. He's not a starter yet.
Reminds me of Ben Gordon. Like he should,
Cody,
yeah, Kobe reminds me of Ben Gordon, where he should be
Kobe.
off the bench. He should be coming off the bench. I don't. Him starting is just a defensive liability. Because Trey was lighting him up yesterday, like
Yes, he
lighting him up,
was.
like he was a like lighting him up like he was a veteran. And Trey's like 1 year higher than you. So it's like nah.
Yeah.
And yeah, those are the two biggest takeaways from that game.
I also the Bulls need some type of leadership. Like I know they got Zach, but like they need some type of like veteran in there who's actually done something. Because I'm just looking at their roster and they just don't have
Yeah,
anybody on
Thaddeus
their
Young.
roster.
That's our veteran. And that is Young is cool, but that's not what I mean when I say leader or veteran. Like, nah, he a veteran.
Yeah,
He has respect. Nobody respect Thaddeus Young. They don't.
yeah.
They don't respect him.
So man, it's gonna be a tough year for the Bulls if they keep this lineup the whole year. It's not
They got
gonna
to make
get
a
too
trade.
hot.
They got to make a trade. They got to blow up some part of it. We have too many young players. Well, how many young players do you need? It's like you got to choose your young
Exactly.
players and then ship the rest out and get some shit back because it's looking real amateur out there. I'll say that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's looking real tough. Um, okay, yo, question for you. Something that I got yesterday. Russell Westbrook, overrated or not?
No, not overrated. No,
Oh, really? He's overrated, man.
you
Why
got a
don't you think
triple
so though?
first game and made the
And
Wizards he would get triple double in his first game with the Wizards, and actually had the Wizards competing up to the last seconds with the 76ers, who people have in the conference finals. I know it was the first game of the season, but the Wizards was never competitive with good teams last year. So already
okay,
impact is going to be at least making the Wizards playoff, and that haven't hasn't happened for them in 5 years probably.
oh, you think they're making playoffs?
They're going to be playoff contenders. They're going to be competing to get into the playoffs. That hasn't been said about the Wizards for a long time.
Okay, I mean that's true. I mean, I guess Russell
Make the
does do that.
playoff team. So are we saying he's like a great, all time great? I don't know about that, but is he a player that's going to add value to your team and make you a playoff team regardless of who's on the team? For sure. He's going to get you into the playoffs. Russell Westbrook is not missing the playoffs anytime soon on any
Maybe.
on any team.
But we gonna look at the East real quick. But let me just
Mhm.
say this. So I think Russell Westbrook is overrated. I think the triple double stat is very fabricated. When it
That's not real.
yeah, what'd you say?
As in like not real or what?
I mean it for him. Like when he gets it, it's not a game changer. It doesn't change the game. He leads the league in like triple doubles by the third quarter by like 20. He has like 40 something. And again, last night showed that him getting a triple double actually made his team is one of the reasons his team didn't win. He got 21 points but shot 22 times. Like, bro, why are you shooting 22 times to only get 21 points?
To
Um,
answer that question, besides Bradley Beal, who on the team do you respect shooting? That was a problem last year. Bradley Beal would get 50 points in 3 straight games, but it's like, yeah, because nobody else can shoot. Just
I
like Russell
I
Westbrook,
mean,
it don't mean he's
I
gonna
get,
find somebody else to shoot. Or
but he
just,
can't shoot.
but he
Yeah,
still you gotta play the game. He out there playing.
get somebody
Like him
like
to get 10
people.
rebounds or Thomas Bryant.
Thomas Bryant, so Russell can leak. That's how you score, nigga. You don't need to get rebounds every time. Leak.
I feel like his playing style is definitely rubs people the wrong way, and I can understand that. But that's that person he is. I'm not saying that's gonna win him a championship, but that makes he is a good player though.
Okay, all right. So maybe that's what I'm more so referring to, because all we care about over here is rings. You know what I'm saying? So Russell ain't Russell ain't bringing no team a ring because of the way that he plays. He digs his team in the hole, and then he's forcing himself to save the team from the hole that he's dug for them. That's counterproductive. Him getting 11 rebounds, that's cool, but while you're getting 11 rebounds, your center and power forward could have gotten that rebound and got you the ball up the court. That's the problem with Russell. It's like, why are you trying to grab rebounds when you have a power forward and center? That is no reason for you to be grabbing them rebounds. You need to be getting down the court because you can't shoot. Get your points in the fast break transition offense. That's what I would be coaching to Russell, because it slows down. It goes to half court offense, and that nigga tries to shoot his way out of a slump. He did have 15 assists, which is crazy. Like, so it's not like he's not looking for people. but this dude has the ball the entire time. Like, and that's detrimental to your squad if he's gonna be shooting that the way that he shoots. If he shot 12 shots a game and had triple doubles, that would be different. Like he's shooting very poorly on top of getting triple doubles, so it's almost counterproductive.
If you give Russell
Um,
Westbrook a point guard and they play a 2 point guard system, that's the best case scenario for Russell. But when you don't have a point guard and you ask him to do point guard stuff, that's not Russell. He's not a point guard.
okay, that's true. That's very true. He's not. So maybe that could be on the team just not getting him a point guard. But I feel like they definitely tried to give Russell a point guard before, and
But he's never had
he just takes up.
a never.
Nah,
They always put him at point.
that's true. I mean, yeah, that's true. Like, I just really don't like Russell. Like, he's not. He's a good player. He plays his ass off. He gives you his all. But what really is that doing for us? If you just over here trying to get a triple double, like, stop trying to get a triple double and try to win. That's what that's what I would be telling Russell.
I would say
Um,
he's overrated.
yeah,
I would critique his playing style, but I wouldn't say he's overrated. There's a lot of people who critique
okay,
the playing style. I don't think that makes him overrated though. Like James Harden,
okay,
he's not overrated, but his playing style will not win him a championship.
okay.
You say the
True,
same
true.
about
You're
James,
right.
you say about Russell.
That's true. You're right. But Russell James is more efficient than Russell. Way
But
more efficient than Russell.
when we're talking about getting
You
a
said
ring,
what?
and then we're talking about getting a ring or what? Because they're gonna end up in the
True,
same pool.
true. Touche, touche. So yeah, I guess they're both kind of not really that. And then again, of course, the Washington Wizards aren't a very good team. Russell might get them closer to playoffs, but I don't know if I see them making the playoffs. And if they do, no questions. I put my life on it. First round exit. I don't care who they play.
Okay,
Like
for sure,
first,
for sure. But that's
first.
big from going from one of the worst teams to at least a first round exit.
I
It, it
mean, is
costs
it
too much.
though?
It probably costs too much for that, but for the Wizards, that's a step in the right direction because they just want to be relevant. Like I'll be okay if the Bulls get a first round exit sweep, but I don't care. Make it.
Okay, so in the right direction. With that being said, Russell is only going to be good for what 2, 3 more years, and you got
He's
him
just going to
signed
be a
for what?
star for 2 or 3 more years. Yes, then he'll be good for the rest of his career. Don't play him like that. Don't play
what
him.
is Russell's what does Russell's good look like though? Like if this is him
It's
as a
good,
star, what does good look like?
not averaging a triple double, and probably is what you want. If
Yeah,
that's
but
that's
more.
the thing, that's probably the player that you want. He'll probably be more valuable as the older he gets because he won't be able to do everything.
But I don't see Russell taking it back a notch.
You have
I haven't
to.
seen him change. I haven't seen him change his game from day one in the league. That man has not changed his game at all.
Age will make you change.
He,
Ray Allen,
what's he? What?
KG, Paul Pierce. Age will make you change your game because you can only do so much.
That's true. But those people I understand. I could see. Russell, I can't. They're not the same. They don't have the same mentality as Russell. Russell thinks he can score every time down the court.
Hmm.
And that's cool, but that's also very bad for your team if you can't score every time down the
You
court.
know who Russell reminds me of in terms of how way people hate him for no reason
Who?
is Allen Iverson.
Well, I feel that, but people
If you got
respected AI.
the finals at one time, y'all always talk about Allen Iverson the same way I talk about Russell Westbrook.
Were we?
Yeah, because there was like, oh, he's a point guard. He doesn't pass to his teammates. He tries to score all the shots. He takes so many shots. He's always going to the basket, hurting himself. He's a bad teammate. Nobody wants to play with him. And then like later in his career, they're like, oh, he doesn't want to come off the bench. And it's like, why are you trying to make AI come off the bench? He can still contribute. And it's like, oh, like he's trying to be a leader still. He needs to realize he's just a person off the bench. That's going to be Russell Westbrook's career.
I feel that. Who had a better career so far though? AI or Russell?
AI for scoring and revolutionary, I would say AI. But stat wise, they're almost comparable.
Yeah, I guess I'm not really going on stats because again, I think the triple double stat for Russell is fabricated. Um,
If
I
anybody
really
could do
do.
it, if anybody could do it, it'd be LeBron. That's something LeBron would try to do. Is like try to get a triple double for the hell of it. If he can't do it, then it's something.
No, I mean, I'm not saying that it being fabricated doesn't mean that he's good for doing it per se, but he just has the athleticism. Look at the teams that he's played on. Um, like he's kind of forced himself into that situation. Into I gotta get this triple double. It's so many times, especially last year, where like his centers would be in the paint, boxing out, ready for the rebound, and he would come up and take it, rather than letting them get the rebound and run down the court and like get a fast break. Because that's where you're really dominant. Like that's where he's really incredible. Is his athleticism and his speed. Like even in some of the half court plays yesterday, I was like, damn, like that's Russell. He fast as hell, but where is this all the time? And like in the right moments. And that's my thing with Russell. He's good, but the triple double stat, yeah, you might be right. If anybody could get it, they would. So it's not an easy stat to get, but at the same time, it's you're not helping your team by getting a triple double. You're not helping your team by averaging 11 rebounds a game. You're just not. Especially when they're paying bigs to rebound the ball. Um, it's counterproductive. So again, we'll see. We'll see where Russell ends up, or like where they end up. But I don't see anything good. But then again, they did play the 76ers. Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons are going to be a problem. They always have been.
Mm.
Um, they look good. 76ers look really good. I like Doc is there. I know you're not too big on Doc, but I think he's gonna work it out there. Um, Ben Simmons, I want him to be able to shoot something. He tried a couple shots the other night, but they just didn't even drop. They didn't even really look close. Um, so he's got to develop some type of mid range game, similar to Zion, but they look good. Joel Embiid, if he can stay healthy, it's gonna be a problem. So nothing really new from the 76ers side. Danny Green still huff. He went 1 for 6, 0 for 4 from three. Terrible 2 points. Um,
I like
so
Curry
yeah,
Sixers though. I like Steph Curry.
yeah, I do too. Uh, Seth Curry's good. He's a good player. Good player. Good player. Solid. Um, I didn't even know Dwight Howard was on the
Mhm.
76ers. That's actually kind of nice.
I don't
Um,
I don't know if it makes sense yet. I'm not
nah.
sure. You'll see that, I guess, his impact if Joel Embiid, one, gets hurt, or two, is like in foul trouble or something. I guess is when you see his most impact. But other than
Mhm.
those instances, I don't see much him doing much for the 76ers. Because off the bench, there's nobody really. It's a weird setup. You'll see.
I feel that. But then again, it's crazy how we talk about Dwight now versus like 5 years ago. Like this man was like 5 years ago considered one of the best centers in the league. Now he's barely getting like playing time and stuff like that. That's something I find very interesting. I've been thinking a lot about like for like the last 3 or 4 years. Like
Yeah,
he just it's
yeah.
crazy.
You
It's
got to
it's
develop.
crazy.
You got to develop. You
Yeah.
can't just rely on athleticism for until it goes away. Because then at 31 year old, you're trying to develop a hook shot. It's like it's a little too late for that, bro. It's a little too late.
should
Like, can you jump out
should
the
have been
door?
working on that
No,
earlier.
can't do that.
Yeah, that's crazy. That Bucks game, Bucks Celtics. What you think?
Giannis, I told you, Giannis is not the best player. He's not the best player, bro. Sorry. You miss a free throw
No,
out of game as time expires, bro. Come on now.
yeah, no. That was to win the game.
No, it's a
That
tie
free throw was.
because they lost by one.
Oh, okay.
He missed the second one. And you got Jason Tatum game you like that, bro? Like, he stepped back.
That was a lucky shot.
I'm tired of hearing lucky shots, G. You let somebody game the game. No, I'm not trying to hear that. He practiced that. He stepped back. That shit was clean as hell and hit that shit. Kawhi, cool. That was a step back three in your face. I'm trying to hear that. That was a move, and you got hit with it. So no.
I definitely feel that, but that was high glass. He tried that. He
Gee,
called it.
that's a practice shot. He steps back three, that bitch. That's not half court. That's not fading away with 15 bounces. No, that's step back, hit with it. That's it. I'm not trying to hear that. No, Giannis needs to get better, bro. Fuck that shit. No, no.
Okay.
He gets way too
Um,
much for what people say. No, you can't do that. If that was LeBron, you know what people would be with if that was LeBron, if that was Kobe,
yeah, true.
Come on now.
True.
Everybody just ignore everything that he does wrong. He got swept last year, and everybody's like, "Oh, give him MVP." It's like, come on, this dude ain't got to do nothing but dunk, and y'all give him anything? Like, no, no,
That's true.
no, no, no.
He had like 18 in the fourth quarter though.
That's cool, but you also got missed the free throw to win to like, go in overtime. So at the
Okay.
point, it's,
Okay.
so yeah. Mm-mm.
Oh man, they were down though. They were even down by 20.
Why?
Came back.
Why? Kemba
True.
Walker's not even there, and they're missing a starting point guard. Y'all got a new point guard.
True.
Oh, man.
They also they don't have no bench. Like they don't have no bench. Um, because the top
Hey,
three, the big three on their team had like 80 something points.
you can't do that.
80.
If you're two-time MVP, don't talk to me about the bench. Don't talk to me about the bench. You can say that if you
Nah,
have MVP, but if you have MVP, I don't want to hear about the bench. I don't.
I feel that. I feel that. Jason looks good. Jalen looks very good. Jeff Teague looked good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they just look good. Giannis, he got to hit that free throw. He hits that free throw, we might be having a different convo. But you're absolutely right. He got to hit that free throw.
Gotta hit the free throw, bro. Got to.
Um, you got to hit the free
Hit
throw.
some threes yesterday, though.
So
So that was impressive. That was impressive.
yeah,
Now,
yeah,
you're getting the whole package together. Now you got to measure your heart and see if you got that. Because you got all the skills on the
true,
team. If you ain't got the heart, you get swept in the second round.
true,
So, yeah.
true. What else we got? Oh, the Heat. He taking that L opening day. I wasn't even thinking about the Magic.
They got an interesting.
So they kind of, yeah, they got it's interesting. Like I don't see them making a run or anything like that, but they got an interesting like regular season team.
They
Um,
a good coach. Steve Clifford is a good coach. He is very big on no turnovers. Anytime your turnovers are low and you lead the league in fewest turnovers, you're always going to be in the position to win the basketball game all the
that's
time.
very true.
So it's going to be
That's
competitive. They
very
made
true.
the playoffs in 2 straight years, and they never got swept. They won a game against the Toronto Raptors when they won a championship, and they won one game against the Bucks last year, so they didn't get swept. So it's just like they're okay. They're okay. Not a trash team.
True. I think the Heat were just prisoners of being in the bubble and kind of no pressure the reason why like the other people were taking off. But I don't know how I feel about Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson. Um, I don't know if they're ready for like that yet. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if they're ready to be like number two and number three, or maybe number three and number four. Um, but I don't know. I don't know about them yet. Bam look good. Jimmy, he's always gonna have kind of those. I want to take off this game, or I'm gonna just kind of be a role player or something this game. So I think he'll come to form. But the aside from Bam and from Jimmy, I don't know about Tyler. I don't know about Duncan.
I love Goran Dragic. I think he's a really good player,
Goran is good, yeah.
but I would say you have to trade him because the way Jimmy
For
plays without Goran on the floor, I like it better with Jimmy in that point forward type of position.
rather than Goran running point.
I do. I like the ball in Jimmy Butler's hand more than Goran's.
Okay,
He can
I
flow
feel that.
differently. Even in those final games that they won, and all the good final games, it was when Goran was gone and Jimmy was averaging like 10 assists. Like I like him putting Duncan and Tyler in certain situations than I do Goran. I don't know.
Okay, I feel that. No, I feel that. But we gotta. Jimmy has to. He has to play that though. Like every game, he has to be that dog every game.
I think if he doesn't have Goran to fall back on, he would.
Oh, okay. See, okay.
Because
That'd
even
be
when
interesting.
the game 6 when Goran came back in the finals, that was Jimmy's worst game in the finals. It's because he just deferred to Goran to make the plays most of the time. Like I like him
Mm,
having to make a decision every single play. Are you gonna shoot? Or are you gonna pass? And if you pass it to make somebody score. Now don't just pass it and get the ball out your hands. And I see him
okay.
doing it a lot.
That's interesting. I would like to see it. I mean, and they might be able to get a couple of really solid pieces for Garon. Because he is a great player.
I'll take one
Um,
from Chicago. I'll give you some young players. So they got too many. So shit, take some. I'll give
yeah.
you Denzel Valentine. We'll try to get him off the bench. He's available in any trade. Denzel Valentine is always gonna be available. Uh, fucking Sadaransky, you can take them too. Don't get me wrong.
Oh man, yeah, they they gotta get rid of it. I don't think Pat Riley taking none of them niggas up. Pat Riley
Yeah,
ain't taking none of them.
they're not
Um,
asking the Pat Riley interview at all. Nah,
not at all. You imagine Valentine talking to Pat Riley about
you
his
show them as
I
mixtape and shit. It's like, oh, this is not the time for that. Not the time.
oh man, no, yeah. So that was a good game. I definitely wasn't expecting that.
Mm.
Um, how we feel about
Lamelo.
Mellow Ball?
Um, I won't put the first game against him. Um,
Okay,
one observation I see with them, he takes chances too much. He's always looking for the fast break, and you can't play that way. You can't play defensively that way, and you can't play offensively that way. Like you just can't. I know it's exciting, and it's like let's run, but that's not. You can't do that. I see he takes a lot of
so
chances on defense, a lot of wandering on defense. Like he won't ever stick his guy. He'll start wandering and then try to do a backdoor steal or try to jump the passing lane. And then he doesn't get it. They switch it to his man. He's wide open. 2 minutes, too much of that last night. Way too much. So
okay.
I don't know if that's just his green light or if that's coaching not holding him accountable. But after a few
It's,
sessions of that, he got to get that out. Like you can't keep doing that.
I put that also on just him not having the knowledge of American basketball, just because he plays so many like games overseas. Like his whole build up to the NBA was like overseas hooping. So
Okay.
I think he'll get into form. I think coaching is big. Who is their coach? Do you know?
I don't know who the coach is for the Hornets.
Because he's gonna play a really big role into how
Yeah,
Lamelo develops like into an
film
NBA player.
session would
Um,
be huge for him. He needs to study film because when he sees himself, hopefully he sees himself that you can't wander that much because a lot of shots last night were because of him wandering on defense.
yeah. Um, so that's gonna be something that he needs to work on. Film, you're absolutely right. Film is gonna be huge for him.
Yeah,
Um, and then of course he went scoreless. I don't know if he knows how to truly score in the NBA yet.
no,
Um, like his shot isn't. It's not NBA ready in my opinion. Like it's a set shot. He is 6'7", but as a point guard, I don't think you can really shoot a set shot and be successful long term with that.
mm,
So that'd be interesting. He still has a vision.
yeah,
Um, but also who he's playing with, like you got Terry Rozier, who's a playmaking shot creator. Like he playmakes as well as he does shoot the ball. So it's like, why wouldn't I have it in Terry Rozier's hands instead of Lamelo Ball's? You know what I'm saying?
unless
Um,
a 2 point guard system.
true, but they also got what's buddy name?
That's my, yeah, you're not moving him up
Yeah, Graham. And Graham I like a little bit more than Lamelo right now too.
for sure.
So I mean, you do have him coming off the bench, but that'll be interesting. I think he has to grow. He definitely has a lot of growing to do. I also don't like the fact that they lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Losing to them is never a good thing.
I
Like
like
that's
how they played last night.
do
JaVale
you?
came out too. No, I like the swag that he brings to the team. Like they seem happy, and anytime they score, it seems seem happy. Like it just seems like a nice, like they like playing together. I don't know.
Okay,
It feels different. They got a lot of good
okay,
players too. So I'm not. It was surprising, but watching them last night, I'm like they are playing against the Hornets, but it's like I'm not mad at how they are playing. You know.
okay. That's interesting. Yeah, Jarrell did have a good game. I didn't know get a chance to watch a game, but I saw like a lot of kind of the stuff that went on. Javale had a good game for the time he played and whatnot.
Yeah.
Um, Andre Drummond looked good. So it'd be interesting. I think the Charlotte Hornets have a long way to go. But they got pieces though. They got some really good pieces that could kind of take them far.
I don't know why they got
Um,
Hayward, but that's a whole nother topic though. Because he,
Maybe they just needed somebody, like somebody else, a name. I don't. Yeah, Gordon, I think just makes way too much money for his own good.
him and
Um,
too much, too much money.
yeah. What else we got? You know, I got to talk about my boy.
Who?
That boy Zion. He earned the Pelicans in general. They played good. Zion had a pretty okay game.
Yeah,
Um, he's efficient. Your boy Biago. He your boy Bi is looking good.
yeah,
Good.
yeah. It's coming to fruition. I was like, that boy gonna be nasty. Like, let me start hitting
Yeah,
shots. He's gonna be nasty.
yeah, he's looking good.
Almost got a
He
triple
almost
double
had it.
last night.
Yeah, one rebound shot. He could have got a triple double.
Mm-hmm.
24 points, 3 for 6 from three, 10 for 19. That boy Bi, he's gonna be a problem. Another All Star year for him. I see.
Mm.
Um, think potential, depending on how well they do, potential MVP now.
They're not gonna do good enough for the team. I got
Nah,
the playoffs
you got to miss some playoffs.
for sure.
Oh man, imagine.
Name 8 teams that you would that they're better than them in the West.
All right, let me
That
look at the list
actually
real quick. You said what?
that are actually good because the West is stacked. They're not just gonna get in just because BI getting 29 and Zion
No,
getting
no, very true. So, of course, the Lakers better than them. Um, Clippers,
okay.
Dallas,
Hmm.
Denver.
You gotta put Portland in there. Portland is a better team than
I'm
them.
not. No, I'm not put. No, they're not. They're
It's
not
not
a
a better
better
team,
team. No,
dude. Don't
they're
don't think
not a
with your
better.
heart. Don't think with your heart. You don't think Portland and Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum and Carmelo Anthony and Yusuf is better than the Pelicans. If you have to play a 7 game series to figure out who's the best in that, you think that you're picking the Pelicans out of that.
I'm picking Pelicans.
Okay, fair enough. But
I'm
just
picking Pelicans.
okay, you have four. You have four, so there's name four more teams possibly.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, I don't know if I'm giving Portland, but for the sake of this argument, fine. I'll give them Portland. I'll give you Portland. So
Okay.
that's five. Utah, six. Phoenix depends on how they do. Um, but they're kind of interchangeable. So that seventh and eighth spot, New Orleans right there. If not better than Portland. Because who else is Spurs aren't better than them. I'm not giving Memphis yet, even though John Moran is amazing. I'm not
Spurs
giving
are
them
not better
Memphis.
than Pelicans.
No, no. Who does it? No, not at all. Gee, did the Spurs play? Did
They
they
Spurs
even play?
They played yesterday. They played yesterday
Uh,
and they won. They scored
Did
131 points and they won. They beat the
did they?
Nuggets. No, they didn't beat the Nuggets. They beat somebody though. The Kings beat the Nuggets. I don't know who the Spurs beat, but they scored the most points yesterday for sure.
Wow, that I didn't know. I must have missed that game.
Spurs, still got DeMar. They still got LaMarcus Aldridge. They beat the Grizzlies yesterday. John Morant had
Okay.
4 points. So you put in the Pelicans over the Grizzlies,
Yeah, I'm
and
putting
the
them over the
Pelicans over
Grizzlies.
the San Antonio Spurs.
Let me check the roster.
Okay.
Let me check the Spurs roster real quick because I did forget about Demar. Um, didn't they miss the playoffs last year?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, same team, right?
Which for the most part, yeah. We didn't say the
I
Rockets.
mean,
You just ignore the Rockets.
yeah,
But
I'm not counting the Rockets. It's too much dissension in their team right now. We don't even know if James is gonna be there all year. They don't even have 8 players to play a basketball game right now.
fair enough.
Like, yeah, I'm taking the Pelicans over the Spurs. I'm taking Pelicans over Spurs.
Warriors.
Um, I'm taking the Pelicans over the Warriors just because the Warriors they're not what they were. As much as I hate to say it, because I love the Warriors. Clay's not there. Draymond, we don't know what's going on with Draymond. And even when he comes back,
He'll be there.
he,
So, he'll be there.
okay. Even when he comes back, though, what is Draymond gonna be?
I
Because
mean,
he
if he
didn't
doesn't have
play
to
any
play center,
preseason.
if he doesn't have to play center, he'll be fine. You don't have to play center anymore.
Will he?
James Wiseman is starting.
No, no, I get that, but Willie, what does Draymond really do now?
That's gonna
We
bring
didn't see him.
that's gonna bring chemistry to the team. He knows those picks that Steph needs. That's gonna make Steph a lot better. Draymond even be on the floor.
Okay, I feel that.
That
I feel
changes.
that. Yeah, yeah, that could. But what makes him, of course, so dominant is the trio of Draymond, Clay, and Steph, and then everybody else knowing what it is that they have to do in terms of all ball screens and all that stuff. And James isn't. He's not there yet. Like you said, he's green, green.
But
He
Green give you
barely not a
7 is cool.
true.
But if you
But yeah,
got
I'm giving
at eighth, you got him an eighth spot.
seven because I don't trust Portland. I really don't.
So you got him at 7.
Seven.
You getting him busted in the first round by,
By who?
by the Clippers.
No, who's finishing first? Not the Lakers.
Why wouldn't it be Lakers?
You think Lakers finishing first in the West?
First or second? I would rather play the Clippers than the Lakers in the first round.
I'll take Lakers.
Huh?
I'll take Lakers over. If
you're
I was New Orleans,
you're trying to get LeBron out of the playoffs instead of Paul George and Kawhi. You think that's gonna be easier? LeBron out of the playoffs in the first round?
I would rather. If I'm New Orleans, I feel much better about playing the Lakers and the Clippers. Much better. Much better. It's still gonna be
bugging.
I'm not saying they'll beat the Lakers, but as a team, I'm definitely looking more forward to playing LeBron
in the first round. Nobody.
Gee, if I'm Pelicans, yes. So you think the Clippers aren't as scary as the Lakers?
In terms of who I want to play in the first round, I'm not playing LeBron ever.
Why?
I'm saying this as a Bulls fan. I played LeBron in every situation possible. LeBron is first. That's a lot to take off. That's a lot to shoot in the first round. That's too much. Paul George and them, you can count on Paul George possibly fucking up. LeBron is not going to lose in the first round. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen, bro. That's not. Okay, who LeBron playing LeBron in the first round? I'm not doing that.
Okay, I feel that. I feel what you're saying, but you're speaking as a Bulls fan who's had to deal with LeBron for 7+ years in the East.
How many times Paul George lost in the first round?
Several, like at least 4, right? Is it like 4 times?
Yeah, so I'd rather play him than LeBron. LeBron has never
lost. This year.
This is not going to be first time Zion doing that. No, that's too much. The league would pop if that happened. If Zion beat LeBron in the first round, that the league would go fucking crazy. No, that's not
oh man, Bi, you think Bron stopping Bi? Bi turn, Bi turn. Yeah, no, he stopped him. I'm still saying I would still want to see the Lakers this year.
That's a nice matchup. That's a good series to watch on TV. But you're definitely tweaking if you put your money on Zion and the Pelicans beating the Los Angeles Lakers with LeBron James in the first round.
No. I wasn't saying beating. I'm not gonna say 100% beating them. I give the Pelicans like a nice 25% chance of winning against the Lakers versus the Clippers. I would want to see the Clippers or the Lakers if I'm the Pelicans first round more than the Clippers. Clippers are just too deep.
They're too deep. Starting for the Clippers.
Great defender, long
platoon.
Great defender. I mean, a 6'8" veteran defender.
You talking about?
That's nasty.
Nicholas Batum. Nicholas Batum. So you're speaking like about this, like.
Versatile defender, can guard 1 through 4.
This is 2K. He has no badges, bro. No badges at all. Like, this is Nicholas Batum. Like 2014, Rudy Fernandez, Nicholas Batum. This is like right now, Nicholas Batum. So, I didn't even know he was still in the NBA until they signed him, bro.
That is true. I didn't either. I saw him yesterday. I was like, Nick, starting. The fuck? I don't know though. I like the Pelicans. They just beat the champions from 2 years ago.
You guys just beat the Warriors with a dynasty 3 years ago. It's like, okay. They were the team. They played well. I would say that, but I don't have them making the playoffs. If you want to put your money on them making the playoffs, cool. But I would be against that. I'll be watching.
No, I feel that. Portland just lost though. Like they just got bust
So
by the Jazz. Who's the top 6 team in the West? Um,
yeah,
but they just got bust. What is Portland? Like what is Portland?
they're a consistent playoff appearance, sir. That's them.
Okay.
I don't. They're not gonna miss the playoffs.
Does
There's certain
that
teams that is not gonna miss the playoffs.
what does that mean if you're not doing anything though? If you're a playoff appearancer for 6 years
Yeah.
and you don't do anything, like what does that mean?
Oh, they're
What
not
does that
good.
mean?
I don't like it. I think James should leave. Personally, I think he should blow it up. They should have been blew it up. But they're hell bent on we need to be the playoffs every year because it's Portland and that's what we want to do it for our fans. So they're gonna be a competitive team, but that's about it though. I
Do
don't.
we think this was just a
Huh?
do we think this was just an off game for Dame who only scored 9 points in the opener?
Yeah, that's the first game. It's not. It's not like I'm saying. They're gonna make the playoffs. Like if they were looking at them as like championship aspirations, you can't lose a type of team. Whether or not they're a playoff team, so it's just like yeah, they're gonna lose some games they're supposed to win. That's been the Portland Trailblazers for a while.
I don't. I really don't know if I see them in playoff today.
Hmm.
I, it'll be interesting. I guess Dame has to step up. Like 9 points is not cutting it. Um,
Yeah,
you can't if you're a starter, you can't let Carmelo Anthony, who's coming off the bench, score more points than you. If you're Dame Lillard, I'm sorry, you can't do that. That's not a good look.
yeah, but we see
Um,
Damian Lillard score 60 points, and it's still not enough to win a championship. That's why I think he should leave because it's like if you've exhausted everything you possibly could do in Portland. If you score 50 points in like every game, you still would not go to the championship if you're Damian Lillard. So it's just like, what
true,
are you doing?
true. Um, it, I don't have very high hopes for them. So we'll see. Donovan, I need to see a little bit more out of him. He didn't play particularly well either.
For the stats,
Um, what was he? 6 for 16, 4 of 10 from three, three
what was Mike
rebounds,
Conley,
5 assists.
doing?
What'd you say?
What was Mike Conley doing?
6 for 15, 4 for 7 from three. He had 18.
That's a bad pick.
Like he had 18. Yeah. He only had 2 assists.
Yeah, Mike Conley is
Like
not anything, bro.
yeah. Um, and then Rudy Gobert had 20 and 17. I mean, he's a piece, but he don't even really got no offense. Like that nigga just dunk and
He's
like
got
do
Supermax too.
posting. You said what?
He's got a Supermax too.
Yeah. But I mean, he's pretty much like their best player on the team. Unless Donovan like steps up and plays like he needs to play, like Rudy's just their best player. So
Yeah,
that'll be tough. Derek Favors had a good game off the bench too. Oh shit, Jordan Clarkson did as well. My boy.
we got a nice little bench over there.
Yeah, deep. Let's see. Play started to play well. Michael Porter had 24,
Mm.
9 for 15 from the field, 33 for 7 from three. Again, I think that's gonna be most improved player this year. Yoke had 29, 15 rebounds and 14 assists. That boy went crazy.
Man,
Jamal Murray, 1 for 9 from the field, 0 for 5 from three, 9 points. Like that's not gonna cut it. He's not gonna
so,
win very many games. He play like that.
he's in trade rumors with James Harden, right?
Jamal Murray.
Yeah,
Hmm. I
that's I will pull that trigger on that deal. That sounds like a good deal to me.
for who?
Both teams.
Yeah, I mean, because Jamal, you could build a franchise around Jamal.
Yeah,
Um, and then Denver getting back James, that makes you a true playoff potential, championship contender.
yeah.
Um, I don't. The only reason I don't
I need
want to
Jamal and
see
Michael
that,
here though. I need both of them.
yeah, yeah, they're not trading straight up for Jamal. Um, but yeah, if Michael Porter is with Jamal, then okay. But I wouldn't want to see James come to Denver Nuggets and Michael Porter still be there because James is really going to take away from the development of Michael Porter.
Right.
Um, you said what?
That's true.
Yeah, and maybe the development of like maybe not Jokic, but like Michael Porter, Gary Harris. Even though James is better than Gary Harris, of course, and Michael Porter. I don't know. I want to see them grow from Denver. Like I want to allow Michael Porter to develop properly because he could be something very nasty in this league.
Yeah.
With his
So
style.
in Houston, I'll ask for Jamal Murray and Michael Porter, or Jamal Murray and like Paul Millsap.
I don't know. Do I
You gotta
want?
remember, you're pairing this with what you have in Houston already, so you don't
Yeah,
need much. You need a star player, and then somebody else is good, but you already have a playoff team that's assembled.
true. Um, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess Paul Millsap and Jamal could be nasty.
You got
Um,
a lineup with John Wall, Jamal Murray, Paul Millsap, DeMarcus Cousins, and Daniel House at the three. I mean, and you got a lot of people coming off the bench. You got Eric Gordon coming off the bench, Christian Wood coming off the bench, Joe Green coming off the bench. Like you got some
that's
shoot,
true.
you know.
Low key, if I'm Houston, if I can't get Paul Millsap, give me Bol or RJ Hampton. I'll take either one of them dudes and be
Bobo's
all right.
definitely an
Ball,
experiment player for sure. You never know what that'll
they
be.
didn't even play him. Is he
Yeah.
injured?
No, they don't really play him. But it's just like they don't need him to play, and it's just like he's still developing. But it's like that's his
He had
talent.
a couple threes in preseason. That shit look kind of nasty too.
He can play. Injury is a problem for him because you gotta make sure when he's that tall, injury is always a problem. But
And he's skinny tall, like
yeah, if
skinny
he fall,
tall.
it's a long way down if you fall. Oh, so
It seemed like somebody like accidentally bumped knees of him or something. He out for the season. Like he
exactly.
looked real fragile. So yeah, RJ Hampton didn't get any time either, which is interesting.
They got a lot of
Um,
talent in Denver. They got a lot of talent. They got to
yeah,
give up some of that shit to get better. You can't keep all that talent like that and not
I
play
was
it.
about to say it, especially like just to have those young guys, like they're not even like getting development points right now.
Yeah.
They shit, they get no tick.
Mm.
Oh man. So yeah, Denver got a lot. I didn't know that Jamal Murray was in talks in that talk with for the trade. Um,
He's in talks with
that
Jalen Brown from the Celtics. That's a trade package also. Um, yeah, it's some interesting trade packages out there for sure.
yeah, that'll be real. Um, now Kyle Kuzma got a new deal. He
Yes,
got a new contract.
max extension. I believe it's a 3-year extension, 140 million. Uh,
What?
I'm not. No, no, sorry, not 140. 40. 3 or 40.
I'm about to
Uh,
say,
your
like,
reaction made me rethink it. I was like, maybe I'm tweaking. So yeah,
like
uh,
Kyle definitely ain't making 140. Oh man, imagine.
3-year,
Um,
$40 million deal.
okay,
Yep,
that's not.
that's
Oh,
about
you said 3 year. How much?
40.
40. It's not too bad. Uh, Lakers got money to spend. I don't know if I would have given it to Kyle, but they got
My
money
thing
to
is,
spend.
my thing is more so the extension. Like you're saying that you want him to be with you for 3 more years, based off of what
Yeah,
I understand he's
true.
a talent to have, but it's just like you're only stopping his development, so he's never gonna be able to really show you all that he is. And you have him with LeBron and AD, so what do you expect him to do to stay here for 3 more years? That's
Yeah,
the question.
that's true. What LeBron has what 3 more years? You think 3, 4 more years in the league?
Well, on contract he has. Well, he just signed the extension, so yeah, he has like 3 or 4 more years.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's not gonna get too much growth. Maybe like in 2 years from now. So it's that 2023 season. He might really start being able to see like true development. But yeah, like you said, until then, playing with AD and LeBron, and he does come off the bench. Um, but that's not helping him either because he comes off the bench, like you said, just too hyped and like too thirsty to score and too thirsty to just do everything himself. Um, so I don't know. I Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't have extended him. I probably would have maybe given him like a player team option for 1 more year.
Yeah,
But other than that, nah. Because especially with the market's gonna open back up. I think in 2 years. So you're kind of limiting yourself to what you can do by giving him that. So I don't know. It'd
No,
be interesting. Cause what's it called? Isn't Clay Thompson free agent next year?
no.
Or
It's time to sign his extension already. He signed an
oh,
extension
he
after
did?
they lost in the finals, so he's there.
Oh, okay, okay.
There.
Um, yeah. So I don't know. I wouldn't have given Kyle that bread at all, personally.
Yeah, you gotta work for it. I'll make all my
Yeah.
players
Like
work for this shit. It's like, bro, we're gonna get
you
set
said,
a
what?
goal for you. I'm gonna set a goal for you. Put this shit in your locker. If you hit up all these goals, you'll get paid. Until then, my paycheck. Dude.
Yeah.
They average 18 to 20, a good 5 assists, shoot efficient, and I probably pay you. Yeah, I'll probably pay you.
All right, what you got? What you got the score for tonight or tomorrow? Lakers, man.
Lakers, Mavs. I got the Mavericks winning that game. I have the Mavericks winning by 5.
Mavericks by 5. What you think final score looking like?
Uh, like 114. No, no, no. I don't think it's gonna be even high scoring, honestly.
Oh,
I think
really?
like 101 to like 95 or something like that.
Mm. So I'm actually kind of different. I think the Mavericks are gonna win. Um, but I think the score is gonna be like 120. It's gonna be like 120 to 107. Mavericks. So I got like a 13-point win.
Okay.
I got a pretty sizable win for the Mavericks. Is Chris Stapps playing? Do we know?
I don't believe Kristaps is playing.
Oh, he's not playing.
I don't believe so. If he didn't play yesterday,
Okay.
then he's probably not playing.
They didn't even play yesterday. The Mavericks' first game is tomorrow.
No, they played against the Suns. They lost to the Suns, but
Oh shit.
mhm.
Oh, hold up. I didn't even know that game was on last night. Oh shit, it was.
Yeah, Devin Booker, he had like 22.
I was,
That
did
is
he?
what I
Cause
didn't watch though. I just saw the score up, so I don't know exactly what happened.
okay. They showing McCall Bridges as player of the Phoenix Suns. So I'm like, hold up, hold up. What's going on?
That's
Like
what.
they got Chris Paul and Devin Booker, right? I'm gonna call. I'm gonna call Bridges get
They're gonna be
you know
nasty.
the
The cause the one making players to them. It's like, gee, that Chris Paul ain't defense.
True, true. If he's playing the game every game, oh man.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, D Book had 22. DeAndre Ayton had 13. McCall had 18. Chris Paul was 3 for 9, 0 for 2 with 8 points.
his first
28
game.
minutes. That's
First game.
first game. He getting older, I guess.
He's got to
We'll let
get
that
the
one fly.
chemistry up there first. A lot of these teams ain't on the chemistry. No training camp, no nothing. So it's gonna take at least a good
That's
2 weeks
true.
before you see who team's actually gonna be. I
Oh, so now that I know that Chris isn't playing, it's completely different. Lakers are actually going to win that game, and it is going to be a somewhat lower scoring game. I got 103 to 97 Lakers. Um,
I'm gonna stay with the 101-95 Mavs, even
okay,
without the Mavs. I'm gonna stay with
yeah.
that.
Oh, you think Matt's still going to pull it out?
I think they still gonna pull it out. I expect a big game from Luca. I feel like
Okay,
they still gonna pull it out.
okay. Yeah, our first game of the season wasn't too hot for him. He did have 32. He was 0 for 6 from 3. He only had 5 assists, but that's without Chris stats. So that's gonna be a good one. So yeah, you got Mavs. I got Lakers. Unfortunately, as much as I hate to root ever for fucking LeBron.
And some hating shit, bro. Gotta let the hate out your heart.
Oh, you really gonna hate my top 10 list then? You really gonna hate that?
You gonna say
Let me
some
grab
wild shit, dude. Man.
let me grab this list real quick.
Oh man.
All right, so top ten players of all time, right?
All time.
Okay.
Top 10.
Um, so I do have a little bias. You know how that goes. Everybody got a little bias with their top 10 list.
All right.
So number one,
Let me get a pen.
oh.
Let me see. I gotta really see what you're doing with this. Real quick. You're gonna say something wild.
Oh, man.
Respect the shit. All right.
All right, so number one,
Start
Kobe.
from 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Start from
Oh,
10.
Sharpington. Okay. Number number 10, I got Dirk. Or no, my bad. Number 10, I got Larry Bird.
Okay.
Um, Larry Bird. Number 9, I got Walt Chamberlain.
Okay.
Number 8, I got Tim Duncan. Number 7, I got Kareem.
Okay.
Number 6, I got Shaq. Number 5, I got Bill Russell. Number 4, I got LeBron. Number 3, I have Magic Johnson.
Mhm.
Number 2, I got Mike. And number 1, I got Kobe.
What on what basis do you have Kobe as number one?
Pure dog. Um, 20 years of hooping. Um, 20 years of hooping.
Hmm.
Being considered one of, or one of the great best in the league, at least top 5 in every one of those years, maybe except for the last one and the first one. Um, so yeah, that's why I got Kobe number 1, and that's the Mamba. Um, just always gave you all that he had. Yes, it was tough at times early
Yeah,
when
a lot of
Kobe.
feeling right now. You're going up a lot of feeling. I don't see no real
What you
reason.
mean?
He said
What
he
you mean?
he said he's pure dog, and
Pure
that
dog.
is Mamba.
Top five best player in the league for 20 years is not being no. How many years? At least 18.
I say 15. 15 years. He was top five.
15.
15. Last
All
three,
right, I'll give.
yes, was not top five. In the first two, for sure, he was not top five.
Okay, I'll give you that 15. Um, but in those 15 years, almost consider best person in the league consistently.
Mhm.
Um, All Star team every year, damn near every year for 20 seasons.
Mhm.
Um, First he made a defensive team. I think what was it like 13 times?
Yeah.
Um, 13 times defensive team. Um, he only has one MVP, which is a strike. But a couple of those years, I feel like he got kind of robbed. Um, what else? 5 rings, of course. Still one of the most clutch players in the history of the game. Um, I mean, that's why he's above Mike in my eyes. Mike had 6 for 6, of course.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know if I would have, or was he considered like the best player in the majority of his seasons, or like the best player in the league in the majority?
From 1985 to 98, for sure. Not with the Wizards,
Okay,
but all the years he was playing with the
with the
Bulls,
Bulls,
most definitely. And then he came in
and
after in 28. So
he didn't get to his first championship until what was
this
it?
year, or just 1990, 91. So 6 years,
Okay,
he got us a championship.
okay. So he went three there, 3 after that. I mean, it's hard for me. Michael and Kobe are 1 and 2. You can kind of interchange them in my eyes. Like you can kind of
Okay.
put one in front of the other. So they're kind of interchangeable. Then I have Magic ahead of Bron. Um,
That's fair.
Magic,
I'm mad at that.
um, and that's definitely partially Laker bias. Um, but he was just a better. I don't want to say player because LeBron is a great player. One of the best players. But it was just something, the charisma and kind of the way that he went about being the best player, put him ahead of Bron for me. And his passing, he made everybody on the team better, and that was his goal, was to make everybody on the team better. Um, so yeah, I'll take Magic over Bron. Bron number 4. I mean, that's a little high for me. Like normally I would put him like number 7, but no, I'm just talking shit. Bron at 4 is cool. Bill and Shaq was kind of a tough one at 5 and 6, just because they were both really dominant. But Bill, 18 championships in like
Yeah,
14 years or something like that.
11 or something. It was a lot. That's a lot. A lot.
Yeah, you just can't beat that. Shaq, if he would have stayed healthy or like in shape throughout that time and actually practiced, I think Shaq could have taken probably number 3 or 4 on this list.
Hmm.
But he had so many years of just not being healthy and not him. Like his prime was like for 5 years, but in those 5 to 6 years, he was the most dominant player in basketball.
Okay.
Um, Kareem, I just put him in because stats. I don't really know too much about how Kareem played or like
He has the most points ever.
Yeah, yeah. Like just that's a legacy shit. Legacy shit.
Yeah.
Um, Tim Duncan I actually almost put ahead of Kareem, but I couldn't. But Tim, Tim is just who he is. Tim
Right.
is one of the best power forwards of all time. Will
Mhm.
Chamberlain, same thing, kind of there. Don't really know too much about how he actually played. I just know the stats.
Mhm.
Larry Bird, one of the greatest small forwards of all time, could shoot the ball, put it on the floor, made his teammates better, clutch, like everything you could ask for in a player. And then for me, I'm not gonna lie, like a couple that tried to sneak in but couldn't really make it. Kevin Durant, he was almost number 11 for me. Um, Greatest shooter of all time. Just because of his size, being 7 foot with a 7 foot wingspan, can pull up from deep or pull up off the dribble. Like that's unstoppable. Scoring title after scoring title after scoring title proves that. And now he's playing defense too, which is dirty because Kevin Durant playing defense is nasty. Like that's ugly because he is so quick and long. And then I got Dirk at number 12. Another one that tried to sneak in. That one, I wouldn't be mad if somebody like argued that out because that's just more so like of Dirk, who Dirk was. One of the best power forward shooters of all time.
Mhm.
One of the best bigs that could shoot of all time. Played 20 years, even though his last like 4 years were hard to watch, very
Yeah.
hard to watch.
But arthritis.
What yeah, yeah. What he did in his prime, that let me know what it was. Not the greatest defender, but he was a body down there. But offensively, he was unstoppable. Especially for like a was it, like a 5 year span where that nigga was shooting like 45% from three and like 50% from the field. Like that's dirty.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my list.
All right.
That's my list.
I got a list.
Okay,
Number 10, Hakeem Olajuwon.
okay, okay.
Number 9, we got Julius Irving.
Doctor,
Dr. J.
Doctor J.
Yeah.
Okay,
Number 8, I got Bill Russell.
okay,
Number 7, I got Will Chamberlain. Those are like interchangeable. 8 and 7.
okay. Good. Yeah.
6, I got Oscar Robertson.
Ah. Oh,
Oscar
he top. Oh, snap. Okay,
leads the league in triple doubles of all time. So skills. Uh,
okay,
top 5. Number 5, I got Tim Duncan.
okay,
4, I got Allen Iverson. Number
okay,
3, I got Shaquille O'Neal.
okay.
Number 2, LeBron James. Number 1, Michael Jordan. That's my top 5.
Oh man, so we just gonna disrespect the Mamba and Magic?
I already told you about Kobe. If he didn't beat Michael, he's not going to be able to be number 2 to Michael. It's either 1 or 15. So
Okay, I,
that's
I guess I get that. Where's Magic?
I don't have Magic. I don't like Magic Johnson. I don't. I feel like at his size, to only be able to play point guard, you can't shoot, you can't do anything but just run as a 6'8" point guard. And back then, it's like, duh, you're gonna average the points you get, and you will always lift Hall of Famers. I can't put you in top 10 for that. The man can't just
Wow.
and just facilitated the Showtime Lakers. I can't. Top
So
25, but not top 10. No,
can we say that he made the Showtime Lakers what they were?
he made it the Showtime, yes, but you have James Worthy, Byron Scott, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, like all the Lakers greats on the same team. I can't give you top 10.
Okay, I mean that's fair. So because of like the surrounding cast
Around the
and
cast.
kind of like what he lacked in like shooting and kind of rebounding and defense, or not rebounding but defense,
Yeah,
you kind of take that away. Okay,
you
I
do.
mean that's fair. James Worthy was, or not James Worthy. Dr. J. That's a good one. You had him at what, number 6,
Got number 9.
number 9. Okay, who'd you have at 6?
At number 6, at Oscar Robertson.
Oscar. Okay, I
Yeah.
can't I can't be mad at Oscar. I can't be mad at Oscar. Um, that boy's a problem. He didn't make my top. He'd probably be top like 13, top 14 for me. Well, I could probably put him ahead of Dirk, low key.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I could definitely put him ahead of Dirk. I could
one,
definitely put him.
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
So yeah, 1, Jordan, just because that's the GOAT. That's all time. 2,
I can't argue
LeBron.
that.
him being like baby goat, as Shannon Sharp would say. That's him. Like baby goat is LeBron. Uh, three, Shaq. Shaq was a absolute problem and nobody could deal with. Like
Hmm.
nobody could deal with Shaq. So off his dominance alone, he has to be in the top three. Um,
I like that. I like that.
for Allen Iverson, because at 6 feet, he was a dog and a problem to deal with. Like, if he was a couple inches taller, he would be like better than Michael Jordan. So
I can feel that, but he wasn't. So you have AI better than Kobe?
in all time, yes, because AI was
Wow, that's
AI.
interesting.
Kobe was Michael Jordan 2.0.
No, Kobe was Kobe. Um,
Kobe wasn't Kobe.
like
Respect Kobe, respect Kobe, but Kobe was not Kobe. Kobe tell you he was Jordan. So I can't have you two
that's
behind
interesting.
impersonating. These are all like prototypes. Like Jordan, Bron, Shaq, AI, Tim, those are prototypes. People copy them. You know,
But oh man, that's
you
tough
copy
to
Kobe
hear
now. The
that.
kids are copying Kobe now are in fact copying Michael Jordan.
So we not gonna say that Kobe just a carbon copy of Michael Jordan. Like
He would tell
we
you.
not going. He wouldn't tell you he's a
Yes,
carbon copy of Michael.
he would say he was trying
No,
to do everything LeBron. I mean, everything that Michael Jordan was trying to do, he would try to do. Everything, his fadeaway,
yeah.
his hesitations, that was all Jordan. All of it.
I mean, but he enhanced on
Mhm.
some he didn't do as well as Mike, but he also had his own type of play. What about the pump fake? Kobe's pump
That's
fake.
Jordan.
Um,
That's Jordan.
so
Pump
Wade
fake is Jordan.
Wade doing it. Oh man, that's tough. That's tough. Well, I feel that. Okay. You said who's number
Number
four
five. No, number
or
four
number
is AI.
five?
Number
Okay.
five is Tim Duncan. Five
Oh,
championships.
wow, you got AI above Tim Duncan. That's interesting.
Just because of what they're able to do. Tim Duncan obviously was part of a great team also, and him and Popovich is like a tandem. And he had
Okay.
his two championships with Dave Robinson. So I was like, AI
Okay.
pulled Eric Snow and Keith Van Horn to the finals. It's like, come on now.
Okay.
Number six, they got Oscar Robertson. Like I said, lead the league in triple doubles all time. Uh, that's at six. Will Chamberlain, Russell Westbrook. Bill Russell at 7 8. That's just because
Okay.
the big man of that time was just ridiculous. Uh,
Okay.
Number nine, Julius Irvin, because he went to like five finals. People don't realize that. Like he was like going to a lot of finals. He only won like three, but I think he went to like six finals.
Yeah, no, Dr. J, he was balling, like
He was balling.
balling,
He
balling.
changed a lot about the NBA. Like he was Mr. Cool. Like everybody wanted to be like Dr. J. So I can't
Yeah.
blow past him too much. And then Hakeem at number 10. He got the other two championships in the 90s although they were when Jordan left, he's the only player besides Michael Jordan to win championships in the 90s. So it's like, come
Okay. I feel that. What about sleepers? Like people that could
sleepers.
have snuck in but didn't.
Uh, Kobe was a sleeper. I have him slightly out of the top 10.
So it's so disrespectful.
Slightly out of the top 10. But I got Kobe as like 11. He's like right there. Um, Scottie Pippen is out there. I'll say he's 12. Scottie Pippen is 12.
Okay.
And the last sleeper I would say is like I'll put KD there. KD is nasty. KD,
Okay.
I give him a lot of flack, but that's because he's so nasty. So yeah,
That's respect. That's respect. I was gonna ask like where you will put KD. So you put him in like that
yeah,
13 to
yeah.
15 kind of
That,
range.
that teen area, I'll definitely put him at for sure. He's a problem.
Okay.
Problem.
Respect. Respect. Um, there was somebody. Oh yeah. Where would you put Steph? Like I don't. You don't even necessarily have to put him in like top 10 greatest of all time type stuff. But where would you put Steph? I'm just curious. Like top teens, maybe 20s,
Steph, I put in the late teens. Probably put like around like
18s.
16 and 20 for sure.
Who would you put
He was,
around him?
hmm?
Who would you put around him? Like in front
uh,
and behind?
in front of him as well. If we were at 13 with like Scotty or whatever, or KD, at 14, I probably put like Tracy McGrady, Paul Pierce.
Okay.
As of right now, I'll put them ahead. Not no, actually no, because I don't even like Tracy McGrady. Dwayne Wade, leave the person I'll put in front of Steph Curry. KG would be in
Okay.
Curry, and that's probably it. He'd probably be at 15,
Okay,
16. Yeah,
I like that. Yeah, I guess KG. I would take KG ahead of stuff.
yeah. KG,
Um,
Wade, those are like icons. Got to.
okay, and then I'm assuming
If he
like
gets
a
one more championship, he's gonna go in the top 10.
Steph.
Yeah,
Okay. What about Clay? Because he's like a sidekick to Steph almost. You put him like what, like 20s, 30s?
20s, like 25 to 30, probably. Yeah,
Okay, that's not bad for Clay.
yeah.
Um, there's a couple others. Lamar Odom. No, not Lamar. Not Lamar. He's like he a top 100. You put in top 100, Lamar Odom.
That's a different list. Not talking about, that's a different list. You got to put Lamar Odom on. Like you probably put like on the top high. Did he come straight out? No, he didn't come. He didn't come straight out of high school. I don't know. You put him like the top icons, probably top 100 icons. But I
Okay.
wouldn't put him top 100 players. There needs to be a icon category though, because some people deserve a lot of respect, but he's not a top player. Like Stephon
Mm,
Marbury. Stephon Marbury is an icon. He
yeah.
deserves some type of respect. Ray
Okay.
Allen be a top player too, but if not, definitely icon. You know,
Yeah, I ran on top 100. He's one of the greatest shooters of all time. Like kind of in that Reggie Miller kind of frame. Even on Reggie Miller, you said what?
so what we got to do? We got to make the 50 to 100 because they got the top 50 and added another 50 players in yet. And it's already been 2 decades since released top 50. We got to do the 51 to 100 list. Update those. We got
Okay,
to
I'm down for that. We gotta look at I gotta look at the list for like the top 50, see who they left out.
yeah.
Um, yeah, now we could do a whole episode of that joint. That'd be cool.
Uh,
Um,
yeah.
okay, sleeper though in top 20, sleeper in top 20. Like who would you behind the top 20? Like numbers like 20 through 30. I'm just curious now.
Um, Gary Payton got to get in there.
Okay,
Um,
Manu.
no, you still got people like Tracy
Ooh,
Grady out there. Um,
true. Clyde Drexler.
yeah,
Clyde low key could be top 20.
yeah, for sure. He could, but if not, then he definitely be in that sleeper, next category. You got Clyde Drexler. You got David Robinson needs respect.
Mm.
Only person to have.
Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick Ewing deserves respect. I don't know if he probably be in the 30s. I wouldn't put him in that 20 to 30, probably like 30,
Okay.
35. But there's some other player, Alonzo. I don't know if I put him
Charles.
there. Yeah, Karl Malone for sure. Yeah, that's the point you got to put him.
Oh, oh yeah, dang, yeah.
John Stockton.
That's top 20 to 30. That's good. That's gonna be a real little. Yeah, that's gonna be
Like
tough.
like yo.
Yeah, that list is gonna be tough because there's a lot of players in that little bar right there.
Yeah,
Russell, you could even put Russell Westbrook in top 30, top 40.
top 40 prob. You gonna get hard. The later it gets, he
Yeah,
start giving people their flowers for real because he can get disrespectful.
yeah,
I don't want to forget
true.
giving Russell his flowers.
Yeah, no, that like 20 to like 30, 40. That's gonna be a real little area, tough area.
Yeah, that's why
Okay.
people say you get mad. Like, oh, Kobe's not gonna get top 10. I'm like, before the 20s, because after you get the 20, you get real.
Yeah. Um. Okay. Cool. Cool. Let's see. I think that's.
Oh yeah, the career analysis of Andrew Wiggins. I really want to talk about that. If I could
Oh yeah, yeah,
tell you,
yeah.
I'd see is Andrew Wiggins, bro.
Let's
This
go crazy.
okay. Drafted first overall, had a chance to play
Okay.
with him. They traded him. Obviously, they Kevin Love in Cleveland. That's cool. So you would go to Minnesota, and he was there for what, 5 years, 5 or 6 years.
Hmm.
No real playoff appearance for the Minnesota Timberwolves in that time. Um, no real emergence of Andrew Wiggins being the one pick. And this is what
No.
Minnesota gave up Kevin Love for to get you. They're banking on you and you haven't produced anything. Okay, cool. Maybe
Hmm.
Minnesota's not the right place. So they ship you to Golden State. And I haven't seen anything from Golden State and even opening night, although it is opening night. He looked very timid. He was missing a lot of open layups, a lot of chip shots. And they get paid $29 million. That's just, at this point, it's like, what are we doing? So we have
Yeah,
to figure out exactly what he's gonna be because
he was bad last year too, right?
he was
Like
what?
in Golden State, he was bad last year in Golden State too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he wasn't too good. Obviously, it was a bad team because everybody was gone, but you should have the green light. You should at least be getting 25 because you just shoot,
Yeah,
and he's not able to do that. So I don't
yeah.
know what, but he got to
You
produce.
say bust?
It's looking like bust. It's looking like
Yeah,
bust because I mean he's averaging 18 points, 19 points. So I don't want to say bust. It's probably too much of a. He's overrated. I'll say that. I wouldn't say he's a bust because he's talented, but he's definitely overrated.
he definitely hasn't showed his talent all the way either. Like he hasn't showed us why he's picked top 10, top five. Um, I agree with that though. I completely agree. I've kind of been off on Wiggins like you for like at least a third or second or third year after he got into the league because like you said, they traded away Kevin Love to really get you. And Kevin was one of my favorite players during that time because of all that he could do, even though they weren't winning. He wasn't the issue at
No,
all. And yeah, like he hasn't showed anything since. And low key, that his first year, they actually had a pretty good team there. Or it was all right.
they had Zach Levine. No, that wasn't the first year they had Zach Levine, but at their best years with him, they had Zach Levine, Karl Anthony Towns, and KG that came back for a little bit for the to retire.
Yeah,
So it was just like it was a cool team, but he never took that next level. He's been on like the second step for a long time.
yeah. Nah, he's definitely underwhelmed and underperformed. Especially like you said, to be making what 29, $28 million.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah. And I haven't seen him do anything low key.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, your analysis is very fair on Andrew Wiggins.
that's somebody
Um,
I'm gonna keep watching this year because I'm watching him close. Like, all right, ball in your hands, what you gonna do? And he's not looking like he got it at all. He hasn't gotten
yeah.
stronger either. He hasn't really done
No,
anything. So it's like,
he
what?
he hasn't. He stayed the same. He looks exactly the same as when he came in his rookie year.
Yeah, I can't
No
do.
development, nothing. So who you got MVP after these first set of games? Did it change at all, or still kind of on the same ways?
Who's your MVP candidates? Your top three MVP candidates? We haven't established that.
Um, I see. I gotta go top four.
Okay.
Because Giannis, Luca, KD. Those are three for sure. That's top three for sure. After like three through five, or like four and five, it's kind of a toss up right now. Between like LeBron, AD, um, Kyrie might even get a couple nods this year.
Mm,
Um, so yeah, it's tough. But top three: Luca, Giannis, and Kevin Durant. And right now, I know he didn't shoot the best, but KD, man, I think KD's gonna make that push this year because of the defense as well as the offense. I think defense is gonna push him over that edge a little bit over like Luca, and I think they're gonna have a better record than the Mavericks.
mm,
Um, so I think that's gonna push him over the head against Luca. Giannis is just gonna be tough. It really depends on how the record is because, of course, he's going to be top in player efficiency because he doesn't shoot that much. He's going to be number one, two in defense, defensive win shares, and all that shit. So I think for like it's going to be hard not to vote Giannis just because of all of this stuff he does on the stat sheet that like enhances his play or enhances how he looks. But I think it's going to be KD.
okay. So my top three. Um, KD is gonna be number one because I think if the Nets are good and he's averaging at least 25, he's definitely get a lot of MVP nods. Um, Luca, number two.
Mm-hmm.
And that third spot, probably Anthony Davis. And that
Okay.
fourth sleeper spot, who can kind of creep. I like Jokic a lot. I think Jokic
Mm.
could possibly average a triple double.
Nicola?
Yeah, so I like him creeping also. That's
Okay, so
top
you
spot.
You just don't even think Giannis is gonna get nods?
Giannis is this will be the one season he actually gets judged. I feel like
Okay, no,
this
that's
time
fair.
you're like, oh, this is yeah. It's like
Because we can't give him three MVPs in a row and he out in the first, second round of the playoffs.
yeah, or he still can't shoot threes and he's still missing free throws in the games. Like no, you can't give MVP to somebody like that anymore. I didn't want to give it to him when he was airballing free throws. I
Yeah,
can't give you MVP. That's a horrible example. You're airballing free throws, you're an MVP. Why should
yeah,
anybody take his free throws then?
yeah. That's a good point. So okay, I feel that. No nods for Bron
They wouldn't give LeBron another MVP. They wouldn't do it.
just because he's playing with like Giannis
Yeah,
or not Giannis because he's playing with AD.
yeah, that and his time has passed. They're not gonna give it to him. They're not gonna give him more MVPs. They're
Okay,
gonna give it to Giannis right now. So you know, this is him.
okay. Rookie of the year. Did it change at all after first games of the season?
This year, for rookie of the year, uh, I want to say James Wiseman. I think that's who I
That's what I'm
chose.
thinking.
But Patrick Williams might get it for the Bulls.
Okay,
He's
okay.
he. A lot of people were questioning him being drafted that high, but he had a great game. He looks polished. I think he could average 15 and 5, 15, 5 and 4 easily. And
Okay.
as long as it doesn't depend on who has the most wins as a rookie, I think he should be able to win it.
Okay. Um, scoring leader or not scoring leader? Somebody I think is sleeper, but just because the team isn't gonna have the success that warrants an MVP vote. But I think Trey Young's is gonna look disgusting this year. Um, I think he's gonna look very, very nasty this year. Efficient. He might be the most efficient this year. At least from three. I think he's going to be phenomenal from three. Um, but just overall, I think Trey Young is going to be a sleeper for an MVP vote or MVP nod. You don't feel Paul George or Kawhi's going to get any nods?
I think I think Paul George had too much of a bad year last year for people to give him MVP.
Okay,
I think he could have a redemption year, but I don't think he'll end MVP nods. And
okay,
Kawhi, I don't see him winning MVP. No, I
nah,
don't. No.
okay. Um, cool. Let's see. Defensive player of the year. Who you saying?
I'm gonna go Bam Adebayo.
Bam.
I like Bam a lot. I like Bam a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm not mad at that actually. Because he's killing offensively too.
Yeah,
He
he has he can do a lot of things for sure.
I'm not mad at that. I really wanna. I think I'm gonna give the nod to KD. Um, KD or Giannis. Just because Giannis is a beast defensively, like that motherfucker's a problem. And KD,
He got dropped.
you said what?
He got dropped last night. I just want to put that out there.
he did. He
Just
did
want to throw it
get
out
dropped.
there.
Even though that was still good defense, though. Like Paul George said, it's a bad shot. It's a bad shot. um. So yeah, he did get dropped though. If he dropped a couple more times this year, you might be on to something. But
So,
no, Giannis or KD. But I'm not mad at Bam. I'm not mad at Bam at all. All right, most surprising team of the year. Who you got? Who's gonna shock you this year? East or West?
okay, in the East, my surprising team. Um, damn, that's a hard one. It's between two teams. My surprising team
Okay.
is between the Raptors. So I think they can keep overachieving, which is always surprising because everybody counts them out.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the Raptors, and then like actual surprising team in the East. I'm gonna go with the Orlando Magic. I think
Mm,
they might sneak a third consecutive playoff appearance. They're just
okay.
solid basketball team. They're just just solid. I don't know
Okay.
if it's a winning
I'm
thing,
not
but
mad at
it's solid. Who you got in the East? That's surprising.
that. I'm not mad at that Orlando Magic. I'm not mad at that at all. I think I gotta go with the Hawks, man. I got high hopes for them this year. I've had high hopes for them the last like couple years, but I don't know. I got high hopes for them again this year. Um, I think they're gonna do well. I really, like I said, I'm very fond of Trey Way. I think he's gonna have a great year. I like that Rajon is there too. He can kind of give some like leadership and some veterancy to the younger players and kind of get them on a better path. Even though I don't know if Rondo's the best, like the best veteran to kind of listen to and to give advice, but he's a smart guy. So I think Atlanta's gonna be my East shocker. What about you for West?
For West, I like the Kings a lot. The Kings, they
Okay.
have a nice squad. I really like De'Aaron Fox. I think he's like a better version of Russell Westbrook, besides the triple doubles, as far as giving you what you need. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, I got De'Aaron, I got the Kings, and then I'm gonna go Portland. I like. I think this is the
Portland?
last go round. I think they're gonna make some. I think they're gonna make a surprising trade, and I think they're gonna go farther than what people expect. I'll say that about them.
Okay. I'm not mad at either one of those. Kings is interesting. You will be honest something if the Kings do because a lot of people don't talk about the Kings like at all.
Yeah,
They don't get any love. Motherfuckers be forgetting that they're like part of the NBA. So that's I like that. You already know I'm going with New Orleans is one. I think they're gonna be surprising, but I think a lot of people are just really hopeful, like myself, that they're gonna be like that type of team, like can really do something. And I think the Suns, man.
that's fair.
I I think the Suns. I hope got Chris Paul. He didn't play well last night, but he does. He brings so much other stuff to the team in terms of like the intangibles and kind of that winning mantra and something that none of those Suns players have had. Because I don't think they've had like a true veteran ever playing with them, like an established veteran, somebody that knows how to win. Even though Chris hasn't won championships, he still knows how to win. Um, and they haven't had that, so I think he'll be really good for like Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton and McCall Bridges. So yeah, those are my two Pelicans, just because they're an exciting team. They're young. I hope they're hungry. I don't know. I know Brandon's hungry. That motherfucker is hungry, hungry.
Yes.
Um, so I like to see that, and that's you called that like 5 years ago. Um, so Pelicans are gonna be interesting. Zion, I really need him and want him to go crazy. I need to see them 28 points a game type joints from him. Lonzo got to step the fuck up this year. Like
What step up look like?
he can for Lonzo.
Yeah.
12 assists. I need him to shoot at least 35 or better from three. He showed spurts last year where he shot like 48, 52% for like, 3, 4 games at a time and then just fell off the face of the earth. So I need him to at least 10 points. I'll take 10 points and like 12, 13 assists from Lonzo, which he can do because
Yeah.
he's a great passer, has vision. Maybe 1.72 steals a game. Because he's long. Like you got to use that size. It's about time to start using that size and length to start really hounding niggas. Because they can hound niggas. Like that's another thing. They can hound niggas. They have so many young players that all should have fresh legs. Like y'all should be the most energetic in the league. Like Zach, I don't know if you remember Zach said that about the Bulls like last year. Like he was saying, like, man, we should just be able to out hustle teams because
Yep.
we're like we're the youngest team in the league. Like we should be able to out hustle all these teams. So I think that's kind of the same breath that New Orleans needs to take. So yeah, I need Lonzo to step up. I really need Zion to go crazy this year. Not even necessarily step up, but I need him, like you say, to develop kind of some more parts of the game. Um, Free throw needs to come up because he's a terrible free throw shooter, with something I did not realize.
Hmm.
Um, Terrible free throw shooter, so he has to do better on that. Because he's gonna be one that starts getting fouled a lot.
Yeah.
Because that nigga he too aggressive down there. Like if if I was playing against him, I'd be like, get up off me, nigga. Like
You're gonna play
the way
against
he
the wrong
be.
person, and it's gonna be like, I'm not on the poster, not me, not tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Steven Adams, I really like.
Yeah.
I really like him. Josh Hart, I like. JJ Redick had a great game.
Mhm.
The other night. So they got some. They got some. They got a couple talented pieces. Um, Eric Bledsoe. I think that they're gonna surprise some people. But they have to play well. Brandon Ingram, keep it up. If he stays on this path, he's kind of looking like he's gonna go down, then he's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
Because they were calling him like a baby KD at one point,
Yeah.
and with him shooting like how he shot yesterday, that's gonna be ugly. Because that nigga Ken is long enough to just dribble and pull up, and he's savvy enough just to do that shit. Like he's gonna do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, if all that kind of comes together well, I think that they're going to be a problem. Lonzo is the key, though. Lonzo is the key, because he's the initiator. He's going
Yeah.
to be the one that's bringing the ball up and kind of setting the tone. Um, so yeah, it'll be good. But those are my teams that I think that are going to shock.
That sounds.
Um, who you got winning the whole thing? I know we talked about that last episode, but did it change from like I guess seeing the first game of the season?
Who did I have? I think I have the Nets coming out the East.
Hmm.
So, and out of the West, I believe I picked the. I don't remember, but if I have to actually make a decision, I would say I have based off what I've seen so far, the Nets should win the championship.
Okay, I'm kind of there with you. And you have them going against
In the West,
who in
uh,
the West?
I'm gonna say Lakers so they prove me otherwise. I'm gonna give it to them. I'll give
Okay,
them respect and say that they because they made the necessary signs, they got better. So I'm gonna give them respect and pick them until I see something otherwise.
okay. I I guess I'm kind of nah. I'm Nets Clippers.
Yeah.
Um, but I do have the Nets winning the whole thing. Now raises a question: what does this mean for KD if Nets do in fact win this ring this year?
If the Nets win a championship, I'll be the first person to give KD his flowers.
Do
First
you
person.
think? And where do you think that would put him in? Like, do you think people would consider him the best player in the league at that point?
Yes.
Yeah, well deserved.
Yes.
Okay. Um, I feel that. Who do you think the best player in the league is right now?
It's
That's
between
a tough one.
that is tough. That's between LeBron, Luca, and man, that's between LeBron and Luca. In my head,
LeBron, Luka.
LeBron, Luca,
Okay.
if like KD keeps going on this route, it'll be between those three. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I know before the season, they like did a pre season thing, not like the preseason, but they did a preseason ranking. They have LeBron and AD number 1 and 2. Where do you put AD now?
AD is top five, probably 4 or 5 behind LeBron, Luca, KD, and I probably put Kawhi before I put Anthony Davis.
So this is a theory that I have. A healthy Joel Embiid, I think, is better than a healthy Anthony Davis.
You got to get
Um,
one beat to care. That's the only problem with him.
that's true.
Only problem.
Yeah, that's true. Um, but okay, if all cylinders are hitting,
Mm-hmm.
I consider him a better player than Anthony Davis. So
Take that, yeah, for sure, for sure.
okay, cool. I didn't know if I was like far out for that.
Joel Embiid could be the
But
best
yeah,
player in the league if he wanted to. He just doesn't seem to
mhm,
really care that much.
yeah, he could be, and which is so frustrating when thinking about Joel Embiid because
Yeah.
it's like, nigga, you got it, like you whole time got it. For me, I mean, I guess you gotta since it's only been one game, you have to put LeBron at best player in the league. Luca as well, but I also, yeah, I guess Brown, Luca, KD. Like I guess that's it. I,
Yeah.
I know. Giannis just fell super far down on your list after last night.
Yeah, Giannis. It's the same thing. It's people actually noticing it. That's the only thing that's going to take time. But it's the same.
Yeah,
It's been the same scouting report for the last 3 years. You can't
true.
shoot. You're gonna run to the basket. He's not good at free throws. I just that's a lot of red flags, you know.
Yeah. Um. Okay. I gotta. Nah, he can't play defense. I was gonna say Trey Young, but he can't play defense.
Yeah,
Zion though.
Zion what?
Top five, top
Wow,
five this year,
that's
maybe.
disrespectful. You're disrespecting Damian Lillard. You're disrespecting Jamal Murray. You're disrespecting
Oh shit, true. Yo,
Kawhi.
forget I said it. Forget it. Forget I said it. Forget I said it. Um, I might even get Paul George or not if he stays on this arc. And I know a lot of people will like not feel that because they know what they can expect from Paul in the playoffs. But if
Mhm.
we forget the future in the playoffs right now, we just talking about regular season. I think Paul could be up there. Um,
Yeah,
especially if he stays on this arc that he's on. He just has to carry it to playoffs. But if he stays on this arc that he's on, he could be considered one of the best in the league.
Paul George's got a nasty skill set for sure. He
He
definitely
does.
he has the whole package. It's just mentally is he there? That's the only problem.
Yeah.
But he has the skills to be the best player for sure.
Okay. No. Okay. That's kind of where I was at too. 6'8", can shoot the ball, put it on the floor. Like
He
so.
handle,
Okay.
post up everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, playing Paul George in real life, that
Mm,
shit'll blow you.
mm-mm.
That shit'll blow you.
You're gonna mix it, bro. I can't.
And then pull up on you.
Got to get to this discussion though, because this shit had me hot the other day. The
Which one,
WNBA disrespect has got to stop. Has got to stop. I understand
bro?
that there's women. It's all it's funny because, but no, the WNBA players are a lot more skilled than NBA players. Skilled, skilled,
Please explain. Please explain.
shooting, free throws, knowing how to run an offense. In terms of pure basketball, what Dr. James Naismith would love would be WNBA right now.
Okay, that I feel you. The plays, like yeah, they do run plays to a T because they have to.
Okay,
They can't shoot like that. They
they
can't
can
drive like that.
better shooters. One
Better shooter?
1 through 12, everybody on that team can dead range, long range shoot you out the gym. Every
No,
single everyone,
no.
everyone.
Long range, do you really long range shoot you out the gym? Are you kidding me,
Yes,
bro? That's crazy. If you
they
even
all
say
they all are skilled. All of them are skilled.
that. So
The worst
tell
player
me,
on a NBA team, the worst player on the worst NBA team is not as skilled as the worst player on the worst WNBA team. The worst player the WNBA play, if it had a shooting contest or if it had like something where skill is involved, WNBA players gonna win all the time. That skills contest they have the NBA All Star Weekend, WNBA players would kill. 3 point shoot at WNBA players would kill. Like they are really skilled players. Honestly, we can
the
dominate them
skill.
and cuff them and shit. That's obvious. So you don't want to do that. But in terms of just like, oh, none of us can dunk. Let's play a 5-on-5. You would get bust because they're gonna hit all their shots. They're gonna hit all their reverse layups. They're gonna hit you with the ooh wop and everything. Right? They're gonna be jumping in the air. Dude,
No,
they got it. You can't
I
dunk.
get, I get, I can't dunk. I don't need to. If
So it's just
again,
gonna
if
be
I
the
was to
play.
play, what'd you say?
So what is it gonna be?
I'm still gonna win. Like all I need to do is be able to shoot, D up, which I can already do, and if I can play physical like I would a man or like I would in a regular game, she's not
No,
beating
don't do that. I'm saying about skill, not strength.
me.
Dunking, no, not that. Just skill. If we say no post up,
So
just skill. You can't dunk, so there's no dunks. Just run up and down the floor 5-on-5.
can you
I'm
drive?
including that too. I would get buzzed.
Yeah, and you're being nice. I understand that. Like you're not getting bust, Moss. Moss is not happening. I know you trying to give them some
Kyle
props.
Dickens
It's
would
not
bust my
happening.
ass. Diana Taurasi would bust my ass. I would probably even score on Diana Taurasi. Maya Moore
Now, okay,
would bust my ass.
legends. You're absolutely right. I'm not gonna say nothing about Cheryl Miller or Cheryl Parker. What's her name? Cheryl Parker or Miller?
Candace Parker. Candace Parker. Don't get
Candace Parker, Cheryl Miller. Okay, cool. Yeah, they probably beat me. Tarasi, like Lisa, Leslie. Like, yeah, they'll probably bust my ass.
okay.
But I'm talking about a state. If I went to an LA Sparks practice right now and
You,
was like, "Yo, one of y'all trying to run 1-on-1," gee, I don't care which one of them step up. It's a wrap.
that's the
Like, it's
disrespect because the LA Sparks are cold. So you're saying you can bust a cold at a
it's
NBA
a
player? You'll bust a cold
it's
at
a
a
double. I yes, not
What about
bust. I would win.
the guard for the New York Liberty, Sabrina? I forgot her last name because it's like
I
complicated.
think is she like foreign chick?
He has a foreign last name, but she went to Oregon for college.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
She's
about.
cold. She
She
would
she's
drop me.
she is cold,
And she's a rookie.
but
She would drop me. She cold as hell.
I don't know. I would have to say it. She would actually have to beat me in a 1-on-1. Like for me to ever say that, I can't see it. Um,
Okay.
I've been to a couple of WNBA games. I've been to a couple of Skies games at a high school gym down the street. And it was like, yo, what am I here? What am I doing here? Like, nah, man,
Okay.
I can't go.
So you think if you was a
Um,
Joanna man shit, you would come in and just dominate?
maybe not dominate because I still would have to hit my shots. Like the only reason I would lose if I was like on some Joanna man shit is because I missed. Not because of anything that they did defensively or in transition or anything.
Uh-oh.
That would be on me.
That's what.
Um, and then an NBA player, like anybody in the NBA, minus bigs, of course, any guards in the NBA, anything like that, I'm taking them over any WNBA player.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Any get like who I'm trying to think of somebody trash in the NBA that I would be like, they might get, and I can't think of anybody.
Brandon Knight.
Um, maybe a big WNBA player could get him, but not somebody who's his same height. No,
My more of a bust. Brandon Knight's ass.
maybe. Candace Parker probably give it to Brandon Knight too, low key.
Like
Um, okay, somebody semi decent in the NBA.
Robin
I don't
Lopez.
know. Robin Lopez?
Yeah.
No bigs. I'm trying.
Guard.
Spencer Dinwiddie is fucking a WNBA player up.
He cold though. He averaged 20 points last year.
That's true.
Um,
John Morant fucking any WNBA player up.
he's also rookie of the year.
He's also was a zero star recruit. Like what I'm saying is he's still young. Give him a 5-year vet in the WNBA.
Trash player. Let's stay on trash. Because John Morant definitely is going to bust some, like a lot of people ass. But a trash player who has never busted NBA players' ass, like Jared Dudley right now,
He would give it to a chick.
he would.
He would give it to a chick.
He would.
That like it because we're biologically made different is my point. Like we're biologically more apt to do these things, athletic things than women. Not to say that they like can't be good. let me rephrase that. Motherfuckers gonna be hating me.
Go out. Make sure you got it all together. I'm trying to help you out. I'm like, all right, you can get this smoke, so it's up to you. It's
No,
up
I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. A woman would have to beat me for me to be like, oh, okay, I guess women can be this amazing at basketball. But there's a wage gap for a reason. Is there not?
that's a whole different conversation. The wage gap exists because they don't get enough revenue. You get paid. The salary cap is 40% of the revenue. So
they don't get the revenue. Why?
Because nobody goes to the game, not because of that skill.
They're missing dunks and barely shooting threes and making it. Like,
Not the reason why.
come on.
The reason why is because the audience is not there. That's it. It's not because of the skill.
Because ain't nobody trying to watch. They know. like, I'm sorry, man. It'll be it'll be the day when the or WNBA sell out a game. Like, I'd love to see that
So you don't think there's any WNBA player that could play as a guard in the NBA?
and play full contact like they would in the NBA.
Sure, the foul's probably a little bit more lenient, I guess. Or you can't overpower them.
Can't. What do you mean?
You can't like
Like,
post
what
them
do you mean?
and you can't like, yeah. And it's always gonna be a charge, basically.
With
That's
all those tailored ass rules for her, no, I don't think that she probably could. She could come off the bench. Like, Candace Parker might Candace Parker might be one of the few. I give like three or four women like, okay, she might actually tee up in this shit. So Candace
happen.
Parker,
It's gonna happen.
um Reggie Miller, like, I don't know how much I believe that Cheryl really used to like fuck him up when they were like younger. Like,
You don't believe it. He told you.
when
100.
he was saying that, I was like, I was just looking at him like, gee, are you just saying this to make her feel better or something? Like,
Cheryl Miller is the coldest basketball.
women of all time.
Yeah.
Well,
So it's like,
yeah,
Reggie Miller not strong. Reggie Miller ain't gonna dunk it on her. So it's like it's just basketball at this point, and she gonna do it to him. That's Cheryl fucking Miller.
yeah. Even when he said it, I was like, but yeah, you're probably right. Um, so yeah, but in terms of a WNBA player playing in the NBA, with all of those tailored rules, only a select few would actually be able to thrive in the
That's
NBA. And by select few, I mean four out of how many WNBA players?
so
Like, at least 700. Like, come on, nah. Can't go for that. I think women's basketball is even more famous in like other parts of the world than the U.S. as well.
probably
Um,
Europe.
or at least
Yeah.
they get paid more to play over there or something like that than they do in the U.S.
Possibly.
So yeah, but I've played against college chicks that go to DePaul, and I was fucking them up, and I was sitting there like, damn, like, should I go try out for the women's DePaul basketball team type shit? And like, that's what I'm saying. Like, from my experience, it's a different game playing against women. Now, I played against a bunch of bum women like they aren't on the NBA teams, but that just hoop. And that was even worse. Like, that was where my true realization, like, oh shit, like, women really, you know what I'm saying? Like, they really got to practice for this. You know? Like, um, so yeah, I don't know. I, I gotta see it to believe it. But the best WNBA team could not beat the best college men's basketball team in a 5v5 or in a game.
Only guards.
No, for college, like niggas that's like 18 years old.
I'm saying only guards though, because they still 7 foot 18-year-olds. Like I'm not trying to play against.
Okay, but you're a 23-year-old woman. Like, what the fuck? You got so much more experience. Um, like,
I was
come
18,
on.
wait, bro.
Okay, so maybe no 7 footers, but like, you got a couple of 6'8", 6'7" dudes in there.
Oh man, you hella disrespectful. It's all good though.
Like,
I feel you.
I'm taking.
Saying,
I'm taking that best college basketball team over the professional women's team.
okay, that's fair.
Taking it. So we'll see. Like you said, one day, set it up. My
Oh,
nigga, set it. Call a WNBA player, set it up. Tell her I got the
that's
bread for her. I'll give her more than she made last year. You know what I'm saying, for the game.
that's type of content I need right there. I need this. That's gonna do a billion views. She gonna bust.
Yo, let's get it. Like I said, just give me a month of getting in the gym. Working on my stroke again. That's all I need.
Just a month. Huh?
And so that's it. Month. 31 days straight on it. Because I'm working my ass off of that. I'm not taking it lightly. I'm not saying that I'm gonna go in there and bust ass, but I'm definitely gonna win. Um, and yeah, like that's just how it's gonna be. So until I lose, that's my stance on that.
No, we
That's
gonna
my
set it.
stance.
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hit up people's booking info and all that shit. I'm gonna see. Like, yo, I got
Yes, I don't
50,000
know.
nigga ass real quick. I'm just gonna go a long way in times like this. They gonna come through and
I don't know.
talk about
So
it.
show them, send them this clip too.
Yeah,
Send them
I'm
this
riled up.
clip.
Riled up. I could pull this video for sure.
Oh man, let's get it. I'm looking forward to that, man.
For
Looking
sure.
forward to it.